All right, what's going on, you guys? Nick here with Nick's on the Power. So sometimes I talk about wrestling on this channel, and a wrestler that I think would be relevant today is a women's wrestler named Alexa Bliss. So Alexa Bliss is currently the Raw Women's Champion, and she was also the SmackDown Women's Champion. So she has held both titles, and this is currently her second reign as the Raw Women's Champion. Now, an interesting fact about Alexa Bliss is that before she was a wrestler, she was actually an IFBB Pro. So Alexa Bliss's real name is Lexi Kaufman. So if you want to find a lot of these photos of her competing in the NPC and the IFBB, search Lexi Kaufman IFBB or Lexi Kaufman NPC, and you can find a lot of her contest history there. So Lexi Kaufman actually turned pro back in 2011 at the IFBB North Americans. And then after turning pro, she would actually go on to compete several times in some major pro shows. She competed in the Arnold Classic twice back-to-back in the 2012 and 2013 Arnold Classics. She competed in the 2012 Pittsburgh Pro, the 2012 Valenti Gold Cup. And it's interesting to note that she is only 5 foot 1 inches tall, so she's pretty short for a bikini competitor, and her competition weight was only about 102 pounds. So she's definitely a pretty small competitor. And when she turned pro, she was about 20 years old because she's 26 now, and she turned pro back in 2011. So at that 2013 Arnold Classic, she would not make the top 6. An interesting fact, she is actually from Columbus, Ohio. So that's probably why she did the Arnold more than once, because she's from that area to begin with. But the Arnold Classic is always in March. It's always the first weekend of March. So that was March of 2013. And then she was signed to the WWE by May of 2013 and began to work with NXT, which is their developmental territory. Obviously, you guys know that who are wrestling fans. And then by July of 2013, she was on her first televised appearance on NXT. Then by 2016, she would obviously be drafted to SmackDown. She would then go on to win the SmackDown Women's Championship. Then here by 2017, she would be on Raw, and then she would win the Raw Women's Championship as well. She had a pretty fast rise in the WWE, so she went from, in 2013, making her television debut, to here in 2017, less than 4 years later, having held 2 titles already. But it's also important to note that the bikini category was not recognized as a pro division until 2010. So Alexa Bliss turned pro 1 year after bikini actually became a pro category in the IFBB. So the point there would be that, back in 2011, it was probably a lot easier and the standards were probably a lot lower to become an IFBB bikini competitor. And the level of competition probably was not nearly as fierce as it is today. Obviously, you guys can see there's hundreds and hundreds of bikini competitors showing up to compete at these shows, especially the pro qualifying shows. So I'm sure back in 2011, the very first year that you could become a pro in bikini, I'm sure there was, a lot less people interested in it and a lot less people that knew what it was. Because if you look at the photos of Alexa Bliss, she had a pretty impressive physique back then. But if you look at some of the bikini girls today, she doesn't really even look, come close to them. So anyway, guys, I just thought that'd be an interesting topic for a video. We talk a lot about wrestlers that, had some background in bodybuilding, but very rarely do we have a wrestler that became, the champion of both SmackDown and Raw and was actually an IFBB Pro prior to becoming a wrestler. That's a very rare instance. I know it is a woman and not a man, but I still think it's a very interesting fact that maybe a lot of people did not know about Alexa Bliss. So thank you guys for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Nick Strength and Power, signing out.